and then I forgot to mention, I feel bad, Donnie, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention in my unboxing video that Thursday, Donnie DaVici, DaVici, did the showcase at Mad Mike's. I think I've shared footage of it, and I think I shared somebody captured the whole thing, his whole set, and I shared that too. And that was just kick ass. That and yeah, that was just fun. That was a good time.
That was awesome.
The band he's assembled is really good. And they seem to work well together, and they heavily practiced. You can tell, like Donnie does not mess around when that kind of stuff. So very belated shout out, but
2 thumbs up. Can we do that, or is that still like trademarked by somebody? Siskel and Ebert.
Well, one of them's passed on. Both of them maybe passed on now.
Maybe, yeah.
So I don't think so.
So we could have the thumbs now.
So yeah, so I just wanted to mention that because I neglected to mention that when I did my other video. So
apologize. It's been a dang great week for music.
Oh yeah, it has.
That was an awesome show.
That was really fun.
So good, and just so many good friends there,
and we got to see Megadeth sing Rush.
Oh, that's right, and I do have the video of that.
Yes,
which I keep not posting. I need to post.
You need to post that and tag me.
I'm terrible. Yes, I do.
Yeah, because right as we were doing our Minnesota goodbye, and I know we're going into like 45 minutes.
Minnesota goodbye.
As we were doing our Minnesota goodbye, I saw Beth across the room, and I had to go over and say hi to her.
Oh.
And I did mention it's like, yeah, when we came in, you were playing Rush, and Satara really likes Rush, and we were in the parking lot, and we were like, is that Rush? That's Rush, and you were singing, and it was awesome. So yeah, they did a song that not a lot of people do.
Time Stands Still.
Time Stands Still.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only other entity I've seen do that is RTP.
Yep.
And they're a Rush tribute project. So that makes sense that they would do it. But I mean, especially at an open jam.
Yeah.
Like that seems, kind of up there. But I've noticed about Beth, and I don't know if she always plays with the same guys, but they will pull out some stuff. I mean, they will pull out some stuff, they will practice it, and they will, yeah. Like they've been doing a lot of like early Queensryche, which is awesome. They do some Hearts. I think they've done Barracuda in the past, which is always fun. I mean, Steelheart. I mean, she always does Steelheart. So she didn't last night or on Thursday.
Because she did Rush. She can only have so much awesomeness, and
this is true. But yeah, I think she has a tendency to push her fellow jammers a little bit more than they usually would be. But yeah, if you haven't gone every Thursday, not this Thursday obviously because it's Thanksgiving, but every Thursday at Route 47 Mad Mike's Funhouse open jam, sign up in advance.
If you want to
get on stage, and they've got a list of songs that you can choose from. One of the most organized and well run open jams I've ever attended. So one of these days I will have to actually sign up for something and get the Castor Boys involved, because they were there and they threatened to just storm the stage, and I'm like, that's not how it works.
I wouldn't recommend that.
And I don't know if you heard the final excuse that they were given, is the fact that Steven didn't have a guitar and no one trusted him to play theirs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Allegedly.
He doesn't. What?
He's one of the most gentle guitar players I've ever met in my life.
Yeah. My gosh.
But yeah, we will have to organize that and actually do it. And so it'll be me and the Castor Boys and whatever bass player we can find, I guess. Doing something.
Not me.
Not you. Ugh. Hey,
Now we're gonna yawn the whole time.
good. Signifying that we're old and probably too old to do weeknight shows, but I know, bite my
Dare
tongue.
you?
Hey guys, how's it going? So where did we go tonight?
Oh yeah, we went to the Skyway Theater thing and we saw a whole bunch of awesome bands.
And well, first tell the good people how we were able to attend this event.
Because I actually finally won something. So I did the texty thing. So from 93X, because I like that radio station, regardless of what a lot of metalheads think of it. They at least play better music than a lot of the other stations. So
this is true, and their, from what I've heard, their playlist isn't quite as repetitive as certain big classic rock local stations that I used to be a huge fan of and haven't listened to.
Lost us.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyways, 93X and
we won tickets.
Yes. So
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's like almost 11:45.
Yeah.
And we both have to work in the morning. So we'll run through this quick. First band up, 1,000 something.
1,000 something below.
1,000 below. It was just 1,000 below.
1,000 below?
It was 2 words.
Okay.
1,000 below.
Right.
We got there late, but not really, considering there's a huge line out around the block and around the corner.
Around the block and around the block.
Around the block. And the doors did open at 5:30, but we were still on line. I mean, I got off at 6 and the line was still down the block and around the corner and down half of that block.
I drove past to find parking and I'm like, ooh. And then so when I got out, I texted him, get in line.
which I figured I was going to do anyway. And then, so I got in line and then I saw your text and I was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So we got there and they had already started. I don't know how many songs in there that they were.
Yeah.
But they were good. I like them. I'll say this, in preparation for this show, I did do a little bit of dabbling, not anything in depth, but I listened to like a couple songs from each band. Because the first 3 I hadn't heard of at all.
Yeah.
Bad Omens, I knew the name, and they were at Rockfest last year. And I did probably sell a ton of their merch. But I don't remember them. Like, I'm sure I heard when they were playing, but I don't remember them. So in the dabbling that I did, it was just a couple songs from each band, and a lot of them pretty much sounded the same. So that was my expectation of tonight, was like, it's going to be a lot of the same and the same and the same. And luckily it wasn't. I mean, a little bit, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So these guys were good. Very, very appreciative, which is always nice to see and nice to hear. I mean, I don't even know how I would.
Were they the ones that were slightly punkier, a little punkier, and maybe a little softer even? A slightly.
How we doing? great so far, by the way. Thank you for the energy. I appreciate it. Who's excited to see Make Them Suffer play some music tonight? Who's excited to see Dayseeker play some music tonight? Front to back, side to side, get real loud for bad fucking Omens! We turned up. I love that. I fucking love that. You guys are alive. You guys are warm. My friends, this next song is called The Love You Let Too Close. Do we do circle pits in this room? Is there enough space? Are you guys warmed up? Show me something, Minneapolis. Let's get fucking rowdy.
Where's Masher Dan?
Let's fucking go! Thank you so much.
I'm already.
Well, I know Dayseeker for the most part was a lot mellower.
They were, yeah. They were a lot mellower, yeah.
We'll get to them though.
Yeah. There I do it again. Every time I do that.
Which is why when we do a review of Rockfest, it's 3 hours of film that I have to go through. We'll figure out a better way to do that this year or next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So They were good. I
Uh-huh.
like them.
They were very good.
Yeah. Second up was what? Make Them Suffer,
Mm-hmm.
who are actually from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always cool to see non-American bands on just kind of thrown in on tours like this, which is always fun. And they were your favorite coming in.
Yeah. They, wow, hard. They kicked ass. They were so good. And then and that bass it just got
They did have the
And-
big like DJ bass drop that shook the entire building, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Now, were they the one that did the the tribute to his father?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that was Make
believe
Them Suffer.
it was. I
Yes.
believe so.
Yeah. Which of course is very, very touching, and something that I felt because his father was also a musician, so and I've put out a whole 10-year anniversary of my father's passing on this channel. Go look it up if you want to. So that was good. But yeah, they pretty much just like crushed it. Yeah. Although I gotta say, no, it wasn't them. Never mind. With the lights, that was Dayseeker.
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay. Then we get to Dayseeker. probably the best name out of any band there. Like Dayseeker,
Yeah.
that's a cool name.
Although I like Make Them Suffer.
Make Them
But
Suffer is a little bit too
it's good.
direct for me.
Oh, true. Okay.
Well, just because when Smudge, I think it was going to change their name, one of the names that I thought of was Burning Daylight,
Oh.
which I was like, that's just a cool name.
Mhm.
And so Dayseeker kind of reminds me of Burning Daylight a little bit. But yeah, for most of their set, and again, they were good. I mean, as I said halfway through, it's like, I don't know any of these bands, but I'm not mad at any of it because everybody's really, really good. Their set kind of reminded me of Disturbed set. Like it was really good and kind of grandiose, but a little boring.
Yeah.
Until like the last 2 songs that they played were really good.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was.
They have quite the following.
They have a huge following.
They, like, for a band that I don't remember ever having seen the name before, like, they had, everybody was singing along, and, oh my gosh, they're going to play that one, and like, I'm like, what is this band that has this, almost this whole place, everybody, like, it was
insane.
It really was.
I have a problem. These pocket eyes are bloodshot. Words like a fiend. I don't feel what you feel, or anyone, or anything. I don't need you to fix me. You're to me like a drown in the rock. My name is safe. Feel that shit with you.
go too far there. It was a sold out show,
Mm.
like absolutely freaking sold out.
Yeah.
We were lucky to barely get in the balcony. Like it was solid.
There were literally
packed.
people crammed in the doorway, like just got in the place, like
Mhm.
crammed
Yeah,
in.
yeah. It was wall to wall. It was insane. It was very warm.
Yeah.
But it was good. We had good neighbors, except for the one asshole climbed over the railing. And
Yeah, literally almost
knocked her
pushed
over.
me. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he was falling, and I'm like,
No, he wasn't falling. He was
"What?"
just crawling over
No,
the thing.
you. I thought you
Oh.
were falling.
Oh no, no.
And I turned around to catch you, and then that's when I saw the guy that. But yeah, no, literally almost pushed me like right over.
Yeah, but other than that,
Yeah. They were all happy to be there.
all of our
just,
surrounding neighbors were really cool.
like,
Like
fun.
the one long-haired fellow in front of us.
Like
Like he was there for
like everybody.
everybody,
Yeah,
maybe except for thousand
below.
below. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
Can't
that's what it
remember that name.
was. Yeah.
I'll get it right when I do the thing. And correct if need be. But like as soon as Make Them Suffer came on, he was going nuts. He knew all the songs.
Yep.
Dayseeker, he knew all the songs.
Yeah.
Bad Omens for what he stayed for because he left partway through their set.
Didn't quite get that, but
So I would assume he's more of the fan of the other two.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was another one of those like just like good vibe kind of shows. Like, wasn't a lot of problems. Which was it? It must have been Make Them Suffer. No, or was it Bad Omens?
Bad Omens.
Make Them Suffer tried to get people to crowd surf.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. Because they were like
There were a few.
There were a few. I mean, they were hoping for a lot more. I think the guy from the stage said like 50. He was hoping to see like 50 stage or crowd surfers during the song, and I think I saw about 6 from my vantage point. But still, I think it was Bad Omens who were trying to get a Wall of Death going.
Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, this place is too full for that.
Well, yeah, too full.
You gotta have somewhere to put people first to make a wall of death.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
And there's nowhere to
there's
put
nowhere
people.
to divide... Like,
yeah, you can't part the sea. There's no space between the molecules.
No.
Like,
I mean, it probably would have looked really cool, especially from where we were, but... Yeah, there was nowhere to
I thought that was
even
funny.
Start to break up the people.
I was like, how? Are they supposed to go up on stage? I mean, like, there's nowhere for them to go.
No.
Oh, man.
And of course, if you've ever been to the Skyway, the big room, it's an old movie theater. So you can't even go like, it's not even open to go like in a lobby or something. Yeah. Like once you're in and the doors are closed, you're in. But yeah. So Bad Omens. We'll get to Bad Omens. Yeah. So Dayseeker was good, but I found them a little. I don't want to say tedious, but a little tedious. Except for the last couple tracks. Last couple songs I kind of like. But
they definitely do have a following. All the bands pretty much, other than the first band might be a little newer. They didn't quite have, but it's like it just escalated the level of like
excitement,
cult following or whatever is happening.
Yeah,
because it's like the first band. They're the first band. That's just the first band.
Gotta feel sorry for the
but yeah, it was like each band that came on, people got more crazy, and I was like, okay, these are the bands that are opening for Bad Omens, and we already have people at
and we would have people at like
fan, like fanatic version capacity, of fan, like it was really cool to see. I was like, what a setup, like.
Yeah, because again, we don't go to a lot of shows other than like local shows. We'll know what like one band and not the openers. But most national shows, we know most of the bands.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first one, at least that I've been to, where I didn't know any of the bands really.
Oh, yeah.
Which, will probably be good and fun and healthy to do every once and again. Just
Yeah.
go to a show like completely blind and just kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth it. I mean, it was really freaking holy crap. For being 3 bands of the 4 that I've never even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And winning the tickets anyways, like, it was just like, crap, I just struck the lotto there. Like, it was a really good show. Like, I was
it was definitely
not
a good time.
expecting that.
The only thing I will say that I feel sorry for with the opening bands is I feel sorry for their drummer because he's kind of pushed in the corner.
Yeah.
And it seemed odd because they had a row of like the ego steps, as we call them, a whole row of them in front of the stage, obviously for Bad Omens. And most of the singers got them at some point, but it was like a barrier that like either guitar player couldn't like encroach on. So it's like you have the drummer and the one good stringed instrument player over here, singer in the middle in front of Bad Omens like covered kit and screens and stuff, and then the other stringed instrument player way over on the other side of the stage, which looked kind of odd. But I mean, I guess that's how they had to do it. But kind of felt bad for them. Oh, the lights. We didn't talk about the lights.
Oh, holy cow.
Dayseeker. And I don't know if it was their lights or Bad Omens lights, but they had 4 panels of LEDs, really, really bright ones. And from where we were, like, I'm sure if you were on the floor, it'd probably look a lot cooler because you'd get the like silhouette effect that I'm sure they were going for. From where we were, it was just bright ass lights. And yeah, it was, and of course, they were facing the audience, so yeah, it was just really bright, and they used them a lot. And was it them or was it Make Them Suffer that their whole set was pretty much a strobe?
Oh, Make Them Suffer.
It was Make Them Suffer.
Was stroby.
Yeah.
But badass stroby. Like.
Oh yeah, it was cool, but it was like
so good.
Yeah.
I like them. They're one of my new favorite bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Really.
So yeah, I mean the first 3, I was impressed with the first 3, but then Bad Omens came on, and at first it didn't bode well because there was such, like the other 3 bands, their sets were maybe 25 minutes, maybe a half hour, if that, with less than 10 minutes in between. I mean, the changeovers
they did pretty
real
good
quick.
With that. Yeah.
Until Bad Omens, where it was like a half hour or something. And even you had what's his face, the radio guy Pablo came out. 93X and did some announcing and stuff, and said, just Bad Omens, they'll be up, and which I've never understood. If you're gonna come up and like talk and like introduce a band, do it like literally right before they come on. Don't say, ready for Bad Omens? They'll be up in a minute.
Well,
and then another like 15 minutes went by.
It's to keep you, it's like they gave you something. They distracted you for a little bit and then reminded you that they will be there. So it's kind of like a...
And then the lights went down.
A carrot.
So it was like, and then it was another like 5 minutes.
I know. I mean, there was...
The waiting for that part was starting to annoy me a little bit. Because again, that felt like Disturbed.
Yeah.
Where it was like...
true.
Yeah. I was up disturbed. It was like, you know, we're gonna play 3 songs and then go off for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Then play another 4
That was
songs and then
weird.
go off for another 10 minutes. And once they came on, though, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I was never one to praise like lighting shows and like visual stuff, with the exception of bands like Tool, which they use. I mean, that's pretty much the show because they don't run around on stage, and I mean, Maynard is in the shadows for most of it. So their screens and lighting pretty much is their show. But other than that, I've never been like a huge fan. These guys, between the screens and the lighting that they had, oh my God, they should have been playing in like a stadium.
Oh yeah, they had,
as opposed to the probably 1,500 capacity theater we're in.
And to be that originally, I guess they were going to have this show at the Caboose,
which is ridiculous. Like, there's no way. There's no way you
That's
could
why
have
they
had the show at the Caboose.
changed it, because I mean they had every last person they could fit in there at this place. There's no way at the Caboose. There's no way.
Oh yeah, like you wouldn't have been able to. The only people, if they would have had at the Caboose, the only people that could have gotten drinks were the people pressed against the bar.
Right?
Like you wouldn't have been able to get to the bar to get. And if you've been to the Caboose, you know there's a fairly good amount of space around the bar. The amount of people that were at the Skyway, if they would have had it at the Caboose, you would not have been able to move.
No.
Like, no.
We already couldn't move.
Oh, no.
We could barely, like, I could not, like, by the time Bad Omens came on, I don't know what happened, but, like, my row had shifted a few inches my way.
Yeah, like the people that were standing right beside us left about a song in.
Yeah.
And then you somehow got moved in front. The woman next to me was moved down.
Yeah.
And like everything kind of shifted. And we were already, again, when we got there, and it's like, okay, on the balcony, like it was pitch black. Like I couldn't see where I was stepping. I knew there were probably steps, but I couldn't see them. There was a railing that was below my knees. So it's like, why is that even there? It's like, yeah. So we were standing essentially on a step. And you were closer to the edge than I was, because I was back against the railing.
Yeah.
And even that, I mean, we're talking maybe, 3 feet of space, if that? 2.5 feet?
Two and
maybe.
a half.
Yeah, it was very narrow, and I mean, not like it was that high, but still, it was kind of a weird setup. But really the view was really good. Yeah, because you could see all the stage, you could see a little bit backstage, you could see the entire front of the crowd, which was fun to watch. Anyway, getting back to Bad Omens. Yeah, they pretty much came out of the gate just with the lights and the screens and the smoke and the confetti cannons and the
audience
everything else and the audience participation. And yeah, they're definitely one I have to dabble in more, because during the course of their set, you could have swore about 5 different bands are playing. Oh yeah, like the variety of styles they were pulling out was kind of insane. Like everything from like your kind of standard radio rock, if you will, to like really like almost electro pop stuff. Yeah. And then a couple of songs, there was one song towards the end that was almost like Slipknot like. I mean, it was just like they ran the gamut, and it was like, okay, I need to look at these guys.
It's some emo stuff in there, and like, yeah.
to choose another Antichrist in the evening news. Can you hear me through the white noise? Can you hear me through the white noise?
It
was
was
so
insane.
good.
And they put on a show. I mean, that singer did not stop moving. He was just pacing back and forth.
And he said he was, even after being sick, he said he was sick, had sinus stuff, and not feeling well. And he's
ever
still,
since playing Seattle. So I don't know if that was a kind of a
Seattle. What did you do to them?
But I wouldn't have known. I mean, he seemed to be in really good voice to me.
Oh gosh. And the way he sings, his range is insane. From that soft, like almost feminine sound to like the like grungy, like harder, like
to like growls, to like, you know, I mean, I don't know who this dude is, but
oh my gosh, so good. Oh, I love it. It's cool. Their drummer up in that riser too was, you get to actually see the freaking drummer
for once.
Like, oh my gosh. And I wanted
was working too.
I wanted a pair of his drumsticks after that, because like a song worth. I mean, I'm sure they were shredded, but I literally was like, if there's a drummer that I wanted it other than Neil, that I want a pair of drumsticks from, yes, because holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, and all their drummers, all the different bands' drummers were pretty dang good, I will say.
I was just going to say, I mean, there wasn't really fault with any of them. Fault isn't the right word, but you know what I mean.
And they had those, and even those first three bands, they had those kits. Which one was it? Was it the first band?
It was the very first band.
They had his kit.
They had his kid dialed in like perfect. It sounded awesome.
Sounded so good.
Yeah.
Usually there's one piece of the kit that I'm like, I want to steal that drum. You know, I wanted to steal that whole thing. It sounded fabulous, like so good. And that was the little first band. Oh, gosh. Oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
And now seeing two shows in the big room at Skyway. Again, for being what it is, you know, concrete floor, high ceiling, the sound in there is actually really, really good. Like, I'm really impressed. Like, it's loud, but it's nowhere near seemingly as loud as some shows I've seen at Club Underground.
Yeah.
You know, or even the Terminal, or, you know, Red Sea or whatever. It's like those places feel louder.
Mm.
This should have felt louder, but it was so well balanced. And even with the Guar show when we were on the floor, it's like everything was just so well balanced. So I don't know who their sound team is, but kudos. Kudos, absolutely. Yeah, the one thing I did notice, and I mentioned to her on the way home, about Bad Omens visual presentation was that it reminded me very much of Shinedown, when we saw Shinedown at Rockfest. Just between the way they used the lighting and the screens and everything else, and it was very, like, again, these guys could easily play arenas, and I'm sure they maybe have at some point. I'm not sure.
I'm not
Probably
sure.
opening.
I would have to yeah.
Yeah.
To dabble.
Research.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to dabble in Bad Omens a little bit. Because what was the chorus of I think it was, they said the first song they ever put out, Glass House or Glass Houses.
I think so.
Just the line of, I've seen the devil way more than I've seen God, or whatever the exact line was. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. So good. Yeah. That's our first song they ever put out. Holy crap. Holy.
Yeah. That's not a mission statement. I don't know what is. So I'll probably start with the early stuff and kind of work my way up. And again, I don't know how long they've been around. I mean, for a while, for a few years, I would say. Then it was Dayseeker that said they've been around for like 10 years, but have just really kind of blown up in the last couple of years. And started doing bigger shows because they were like, we remember doing, little club shows playing to like 20 people. And I'm like, yep, we've all been there. And now they're playing to a sold out capacity filled to the gills, Skyway Theater, which again probably holds, I would say, roughly 12 to 1,500 people, probably.
I want to know the
numbers. That's probably what
numbers.
their capacity is, give or take.
I wonder if they're going to actually put out an official number, or if they're going to not want to, because like the one singer was like, they way oversold.
They oversold this motherfucker. It's like, yeah, they probably did.
Look around. Look at your neighbor right there, and your lack of personal space. Like,
yeah.
But no, oh gosh, so good.
So good. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, I gotta say. Good job winning those tickets.
Woo! Freaking finally.
Finally.
So, I mean, but I don't try to win things that I don't want. So, but yeah. It's true.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Friday. Yes. Today is Sunday, but Friday we went to a show. That I know I was excited about, just because my history with the headlining band, which was Cold Kingdom. And we'll do a full merch later, but that's a preview and
a teaser.
Really cool. Yeah, so I've been following them since the first time I saw them in 2015 at Northern Invasion, and they've since then, the drummer that I originally saw them with left, and they got Chris Morley. They lost a guitar player somewhere along the line, because they used to have 2 guitar players, and then they switched singers, and I was at their old singer Danny's last show, and Friday was Chris's last show with them. So that just made sense that, serendipity, not serendipity, but synchronicity, whatever, you know what I mean. But this one had never seen Cold Kingdom, so I had to expose her to it. And there we go.
Yay.
Okay, so starting out with the night was a band that I had seen the name of around, but I'd never seen, which is a band called Weekend Picnic. And yeah, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I heard the name a little bit. I think I've heard maybe a few songs on the radio, even like over a few years, maybe. Some of their songs definitely like I kind of ring a bell with me, but they were good. Not really our necessarily taste in music, but yeah, their singer really was going for it. I mean, they all had like just really were working the stage and energy, high energy. They were there for it.
Great Escape. We're Weekend Picnic right here from Minneapolis. Next song is Believe in Me. You know it? I want to hear you singing it with us. We were trying to get
good show. Definitely was a good show. I would say they were a little more put together than I usually see. I think for like the first band kind of thing, you know. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I mean, they're a younger band. I'm assuming they all look
I
relatively
believe
young.
so. Yeah.
And so I think they're still kind of getting those stage legs, but they're definitely on their way. And there were a couple tunes, like the song they opened with. That one is really good. That one kind of got my attention. And my apologies for not knowing names and all that fun stuff. But
We're old.
We're old. That's an excuse. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential there. They could be probably really huge. Soon. Following that path. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up.
I'm like being patient.
Because we actually got merch at the show.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Unlike the Bad Omens show where we're.
It was
the lines were insane.
Crazy lines.
It was
just even trying to get out of the place took like almost 10 minutes. It was just
that was insane. So the second band up was a band that we technically heard at Rockfest, but did not see because we were in the parking lot refueling, getting beverages and sandwiches and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that is Minneapolis' Divide the Fall, which we have heard good things about. I mean, as we were sitting and listening to them again from 150 yards away or whatever it was, we were both like, "Hey, this is." So actually seeing them, I mean, Weekend Picnic was energetic on stage, but they looked like standing there doing nothing compared to Divide the Fall. They were all over the goddamn place. Energy for days.
Yeah.
And just really solid and just really,
good.
Yeah.
Just
really good.
I'm very glad to finally get to actually see them
experience
and
them. Yeah, for sure. And they did bring up, sorry, just falling off my loss. I think it's Annalise, who's the new singer of Cocaine. They bring her up for a song, and then later they brought the lead singer of Divide the Fall up for a song.
So
that's
right.
A collab thing. But we did get merch, and they did have a really cool merch. And it was the singer who was attending the booth, and he was like super nice. He was really, really nice guy. Very appreciative, very just like super cool dude. And we had to get that one because anything that calls out where they're from, especially when it's my hometown. So,
absolutely.
And I'm assuming this gray one that she got and this one are, I would assume, based on songs of theirs. Because there appear to be some snippets of lyrics on there.
Titles and
but yeah, so they were impressive. Definitely check those guys out. And then on to the big show. Now, I will preface this by saying Coal King's first two releases, The Moon and the Fool and their self-titled EP, I have pretty much committed to memory. Everything released since then, I have not. And sorry guys, I just haven't. It's not quite the same, which I'm sure you hear from a lot of people. But still, you had a fantastic turnout. I mean, that was a good crowd. Into the Black Sky, I think, was their album. Was the next one, which is from like 2019, I want to say, something like that. And then the one they just released, because Friday was a album release party for it, which is Life / Love, I think.
Yeah. I have to look again.
The majority of their set was from those two albums. So technically they only played like 2 songs that I recognized. It was still really good. It was still really good. They still, absolutely kick ass and do what they do. But it was just lesser for me because I was less familiar with the newer stuff. But you going in almost cold.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I've dabbled a little bit in them. I need to dabble a lot more. I am very wow. It's just and unbelievable. Like the energy, the with the crowd and with the band, and it's just phenomenal. And all of them, their stage presence is just
huge.
It's not like there's just like, like you just watch the singer or you just watch, the guitarist or something. No, they all like have this captivation with you. Like you just like, I just wanted to watch them all at the exact same time, which is impossible.
Yeah.
But I just am blown away. The only thing that would have made it a little bit better was, yes, if I knew the songs a little more, then it would have been a little bit better. But still, I can't take that away from them because phenomenal, phenomenal. Just killed it. that place was really freaking pretty packed. And even, I was going to say, with even the first band, there was a lot more people there for them than you usually see with the first band, you know.
Opener,
and
yeah, sure.
opener, yep. And so already it started out with like, oh my gosh. And then it's just like, by the time Cold Kingdom was on, and you could tell that the fans love them.
Oh, absolutely.
You could feel it.
Absolutely.
Like, there's just the dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
It was really awesome. I'm glad I finally got to see them, and of course I want to see more. But yeah, that was an awesome show. Thanks guys. all three bands.
Yeah, no, yeah, all the bands
wonderful.
are awesome. All the bands are recommended. I mean, Cold Kingdom is a band since, you know, I mean, I discovered them probably, I don't know when exactly they got together, but probably no more than 2 years before that. So we're talking maybe 9 years, we'll say they've been around. But again, they put out 4 releases. They've toured the country. They've opened for Shinedown twice on 2 different tours. So that's enough. You know, that tells you all you need to know.
Yep.
If a band like Shinedown, who are awesome, are like, okay, not only are we going to bring these guys out, we like them enough, we're going to bring them out again. So that's phenomenal. And yeah, as she said, their stage presence is just beyond. I mean, it's just so
like just perfect. Like I mean, like, I was just like, yeah, I just wanted to watch him play, and I wanted to watch her sing, and I wanted to watch him play, and I want to watch him play. I was like, and then I look back at the crowd like, so cool, and it just was just phenomenal.
Yeah, they're definitely a band that knows how to work their crowd for sure.
Like professional, but at the same time relaxed, if I can even say that, like very just really cool.
They have that not a calmness, but a as we like to say, like a casualness. Like that, like they're very professional in what they do, but their presentation is more like, hey, we're just kind of hanging out.
They're approachable. They're
absolutely,
you know, you feel like like they're another human. They don't have this big freaking ego.
Yeah, they're not rock stars.
They're
just
they're rock stars, but they're
rock stars, but they don't have that thing. You know,
just so good.
But yeah, so, and of course we had to get the merch. And this is your first Cold Kingdom shirt, obviously. I already have 4, 5 maybe. But of course I had to get another one because, you know, we're there.
Because you have to.
And okay, now tell them the story about the mug.
Yeah, so, you know, we're looking at the merch and stuff, and I'm like, oh, you know, CDs, shirts, whatever. And then I see this, and you probably know how to make it look like better, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't see if it's focusing or not, but
yeah, it is glorious.
It is so cool.
And I saw it there, and I'm a coffee fiend, and so I saw it, and I'm like, that's really cool. Like, is that, you know, can I get that? And he's like, well, it's the only one. It's the only one. Literally the only one. And they had like another cup next to it.
Yeah.
But I just saw this, and I was like, whoa. And then he's like, well, what do you say? He paid like 30 or 40 for it or something just to get it made.
Yeah.
And then
he had a guy that offered, I think the highest offer was like 50.
40 or 50. Yeah, 50, I think. And I'm like, well, I'll give you 60. And
he was like,
and he's like, okay. And I mean, and it's totally worth it for me because, I mean, it's drinkware, which coffee girl here, and it's
a really
original,
nice,
and it's really nice.
Really nice.
I mean, it's got this slide top on it that I'm not used to seeing on this kind of a cup. And I've had this coffee in here, iced coffee in here for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's still like that too cold, kind of cold. But yeah, so I'm like, I'm not gonna hesitate, you know. I'm like, okay? But now I'm like, well, dudes, you know, you got to make some more or something because I can't be the only person with an awesome Cold Kingdom cup. I mean, come on. So
yeah, so Jason, Evan, get on it.
I'm special, just for a little while. Just for a little while, I'm special till you guys get some more made. But yeah, so I mean, that was a neat piece of merch. I mean, it's not often that you see, you know, a nice big, sturdy, like
Mhm.
freaking awesome cup that just is so phenomenal. It's really, really done nicely.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
And so I was like, I want that. Like,
Yeah, want
that,
that, need that.
you
That's
know.
coming home with me.
yeah. So and it is practical. I can use it. It's a
absolutely.
use of a thing. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm not even gonna hesitate. And it was them that had the Taco Bell fund, wasn't it?
Yep. They always
So-
have
And
a bowl with their Taco Bell fun.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Everybody needs Taco Bell, especially after a good show. Which this was our second time. Now that we're gonna give away our place, now there's gonna be a line next time. But this is the second time we hit a Taco Bell down the road from this place, and yeah, they were pretty quick and pretty decent and tasted good. And so Taco Bell fund, I'm in.
Yeah, but yeah.
Mhm.
So that's all we got.
I mean, we could keep talking forever, but
Oh, yeah.
because we'll just talk forever
Yeah, we'll
about
just
whatever
blabber
for like
on.
5 hours and realize we should probably do this thing called eat dinner or something, and yeah,
Maybe
so
go outside in the world. And be
yeah, we do have to
social.
go outside in the world today, so
We do a little
yeah,
bit,
unfortunately, but that's okay.
But yeah, so that's what we got for now. And yeah, we'll keep you
We'll be back.
informed of everything.
We'll try to.
But we'll be back. So until then, enjoy your holiday weekend, even though it's over.
Mhm.
It'll be really over by the time I post this. But
Yeah.
Christmas is coming
We
up.
can actually do Christmas now. It's safe. Go for it.
Yes.
Go.
Well,
Put up your Christmas tree. Witchcraft.
I was going to say December 1st.
Oh no.
Give it a couple more days.
Well, by the time I actually get my tree up, it probably will be December 1st because I gotta work. So yeah, it'll probably be one of these nights after work. I might get ambitious
Ambitious.
and do that. But yes, but it's Thanksgiving is done, so I
Thanksgiving
won't
is
stab
done.
anybody.
So if you're with family that you don't like, you survived. You made it through. You're good. Yeah, and then just everybody just take it easy. I mean, again, it's probably going to cool down and snow here in the Midwest. So just take it easy on the roads. I mean, for God's sake, we don't need.
Don't be
any more
a dick on the
accidents.
roads
Don't be
either.
a dick on the roads.
Yeah.
You know, there's no need for it. There's no point in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But other than that, just don't be a dick. Be cool. Support all your locals. Just be kind. Because there's no reason not to. So, see you guys later.